This is the typewriter that was used by Pastor Martin Niemöller to type his sermons in Berlin in the 1930s. Martin Niemöller is an interesting figure in this history. He was a decorated submarine commander from World War I, an ardent nationalist during the 1920s who decided to enter the ministry and was actually quite favorable to National Socialism when the Nazis came to power in 1933. He turned against the Nazis only after they began to interfere with the Protestant churches, and he became increasingly disturbed over the course of the 1930s, in part because he discovered that Hitler was personally having him spied upon. He was a very prominent pastor in Berlin. He had a very prominent parish, the wealthy parish of Dahlem. A lot of diplomats and high-ranking officials and people from the higher economic level went to his church. So he actually had quite the bully pulpit and began to preach increasingly critically against the Nazi regime. He was finally arrested in 1937 and actually tried on treason. He was freed, he was acquitted, but Hitler personally immediately ordered his arrest, and he was then sent to Sachsenhausen and eventually to Dachau. He spent the time from 1938 to 1945, in fact, in concentration camps for his outspoken sermons. This typewriter, in fact, sort of symbolizes an early form of social media, because he, through typing his sermons up on it and having them mimeographed and spread around the country, through getting the international attention through his trial and imprisonment, he was a figure in Nazi Germany that embodied a kind of opposition to the regime, a form of democracy, and really energized some of the opposition. He was a galvanizing figure, a complex figure, because, as I said, he was an early supporter of Nazism. He also, much later, long after 1945, acknowledged his own anti-Semitism. So he was really a mixture of kind of the old and new, but somebody who was really kind of pushed into opposition against the Nazi regime, took a stand, and paid for it with imprisonment.